Vanja, we talked a lot tonight about blogging. One of the complaints that I hear from people, or I guess concern about blogging, is it's really hard to know how much effort to put in because it can feel like you're writing to a non-existent audience. How do we measure the effectiveness of our blog posts?
First of all, you really have to look at site analytics because you can see what content, what pages, what posts actually get a lot of hits. So that's your very analytical look at that. You also have a look at comments on a blog post because if people find something relevant, they want to participate and they want to have their feedback. So whether there's something they agree with or not, they really want to have their say. So if you have lots of comments, obviously it's something that your audience is finding relevant. Cool. Also, if you have social sharing capabilities on your posts, just seeing how many times things get shared as well. I find personally that Australian, but especially Brisbane-centric audiences like mine, spend a lot of more time conversing on my Facebook page than on my blog. Right. So I really have to utilise techniques to try and pull them back in so that I can get that, that little 1, 2, 3 comment number going on my preview so that other people can find that content valuable and then interact with it as well.
Okay, so is it important then that we are encouraging people to comment on the actual blog, or is it okay to let the conversation happen on another site, like in your case on Facebook?
It's very important to bring them back to your blog because posts that have had a high number of interactions actually rank better on search engines because it's obviously a lot of different people have found it valuable. Also, your commenters might offer a view that you aren't actually supporting your post, so for the next reader they might learn something from that person beforehand than you. It gives people also a chance to be a part of it. It's really important that you are very graceful when you get negative feedback and to know that even though they're on your platform, you are giving that person a chance to contribute and the focus isn't really on you anymore, it's about them being a part of what you've created. So when somebody says, your point of view, la la la, I always thank them because it takes, a lot of time to find something and to want to comment. And I also say, look, it's okay that we disagree. I can see your point of view and that's that. There's space for everybody. So
fantastic.
Yeah, that's how.
So measure the effectiveness, encourage the comments, and be willing to have an authentic conversation.
And be real and be nice.
Fantastic.
They've stopped by, they've put in the effort, so thank them for it and write better content next time. So
I'm formulating my next blog post strategy already.
Oh, fantastic.
Vanja, thank you so much for your time this evening, both on the panel as well as sticking around afterwards for this video. It's been great.
Thank you.
Anna, we talked a lot tonight about online channels. Is inbound marketing purely an online platform?
Well, it doesn't have to be. The technical tools of inbound marketing are online, so your social media, your blogs, but you need to have an integrated campaign, so you need to make sure that you're driving people online if they're offline already. So we talked about some of the stats of people who aren't online.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll deal with that, it's okay.
Yeah, well, you need to look at all your target markets, and if they want to find you, in Yellow Pages, then you need to address that as well, or you can use your offline to drive it to your online. So your call to action can be your vanity Facebook URL.
Okay, so how then do I integrate, for example, a direct mail piece into an inbound campaign so we can call it part of our inbound strategy, if you like?
So you've got to have a call to action that's really strong to get them to go from that piece of paper onto their computer and onto your website. So it's really about your marketing copy and getting that right.
Yeah, okay, so that becomes a bigger ask then. I was talking to somebody at the earlier on in the networking component of the night. She was mentioning that Yellow Pages was actually one of her #1 sources of referrals. It surprised me because there's not too many industries these days where Yellow Pages is that effective. Yeah. My argument though would be that it is an inbound strategy because it's not an interruption. Somebody has gone to get it. What are your thoughts on traditional channels like Yellow Pages as part of an inbound strategy?
Absolutely, it comes back to that integration. But look, the internet's been around for 20 years. Inbound marketing is just a name that we've given to this strategy that we're using. So it always existed, and yes, people going and searching. So I believe that Yellow Pages, White Pages counts as inbound because it's not, while it is an advertisement, it's not interrupting someone's day. They are actually going and seeking you out.
Fantastic. So integrate, 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 and integrate is your core message.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Anna, thank you so much for your time this evening, both on the panel as well as sticking around afterwards to do these bits. We really appreciate your time and expertise.
Thanks, Kat.
Llew, inbound marketing is a relatively new phrase and it gets tied up so much with social media, online platforms, but is it really that new?
That's a very good question. I think that it isn't that new as an actual concept. People have sort of coined the phrase in the last few years, and they've written a few books about it. There's one called Inbound Marketing, which are the guys from Hub Pages have actually done. But look, I think personally, being in the web game for nearly 13, 14 years, we started doing inbound marketing, but we just didn't know it. Probably in about 2000, 2001. What we did was we found this thing called Google and thought, this is pretty cool. We'll do some what we now know as search engine optimization, which is a core part of inbound marketing. And we did that to go after this one keyword, web design Brisbane. I suppose the best way to describe whether historically it has been around, I think it changed how our business was viewed by people from the outside. They didn't actually know that we were doing inbound marketing. We probably didn't know we were doing inbound marketing. But what it did was that we were looking for a web designer in Brisbane. They found us. We gave them good customer service after the lead came through, and then we executed a sale and basically did a website and they told their friends. So effectively everything we've talked about with remarkable content and all the principles you take to blogging and anything else to do with inbound marketing is exactly the same as what we were doing in 2001. So that's 10 years ago. So historically, I think we just didn't know what it was called.
Yeah. Why then do you think it is such a new paradigm? Is it just because we've suddenly realised the power of it, and so we needed to coin the phrase?
I think marketers were looking for something that they could measure. And I think metrics are probably the best friend of inbound marketing.
Right.
So when you're a marketer and you've been doing it for 20, 30 years and you don't actually have a yardstick or benchmarks, or you don't actually know, you've got a bit of a thumb suck, we call it.
Yep.
And people used to usually throw around, even 5, 10 years ago, if I send a direct mail campaign out, I'll get a 2% response rate. And everybody lived on that statistic. Yep. With inbound marketing and with the internet, which supports inbound marketing as the vehicle for inbound marketing in a big way, it's basically become a metrics engine that allows you to measure and respond to the return on investment for the activities you're doing within inbound marketing. Okay. So what that does is allow you to make educated decisions about your next channel, educated decisions about your next campaign, and then you can grow from there. So I think that it's one of these important areas that has been supported by tools and metric tools such as Google Analytics. Yep. But years ago we used to use it, and we still do. There's a good tool called Web Trends. So they were the first guys that actually started showing marketers 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago how to actually measure inbound marketing. Okay,
so inbound marketing is actually the answer to the adage of, I know I'm wasting 50% of my marketing spend, I just don't know which. We actually now know which 50%.
Yeah, I think that's a great statement. Yeah.
Cool. Llew, thanks so much for joining us again for another panel discussion. As always, your insights are fantastic, and I really appreciate your time to come back and do this little clip afterwards. So thank you.
Thank you. Cheers, Kat.